Okay. Kayla got the 111, the 411. Sipping lemonade, throwing light shade. Okay. Look and you'll see there ain't no one else like me, and it won't ever be. Oh, you'll never find a love like mine.
Hi everybody, it is Kayla Got the 411. I'm back for another What's Good segment. Today I have TaylorVon. How are you doing, Taylor?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
So it's nice to meet you, beautiful. We met through Brandon Jarrell. Jarrell's always speaking highly of me. He brought you over to me. You have a great voice. And anytime I start this segment, I like to ask people what's good with you. So how have you been, TaylorVon? Because you are in Dallas, Texas. If people don't know what happened there, maybe like a week ago, right?
Just about like a week and a half ago. I'm doing better. I think that the winter storm got a lot of people down. Accidents, no power, no heat. And then like in preparation for the storm, like people were flooding the grocery stores, buying up everything. So businesses were shut down. I mean, the city was completely shut down. So once the ice started to break up a little bit, people were trying to get to the stores. There's no food because it's out, nothing. So it was rough. It was a rough weekend. They shut the schools down. They shut it down. Like it was a crazy thing.
Was that the first like major winter storm you guys have had?
I from what I heard, they said they hadn't had a storm like as bad as that. I think in like 6 years or more. So I've only been in Dallas 2.5 years. So I'm from Ohio, where we have salt trucks. We prepare for these kind of events, and you don't really see pipes busting because it's freezing.
I know,
but they were just not prepared at all. So it was a lot of people that were affected.
Yeah, people up north, y'all can't be making fun of us, because I remember we had a similar situation in like 2014. Very memorable. Everybody else didn't have power, but thankfully my side of town did. But we're not used to that and stuff like that. And from what I've seen on Twitter and TikTok, people was going through a lot. And it seems like you had to be there to understand what y'all was going through.
It was bad. I don't think the media covered it as bad as it truly was. And because Texas has its own like electricity, like I think it's like 3 major ones. It's like,
I heard about that.
Yeah, so ours is like ERCOT. So they have the ability to like shut your power on and off at their discretion.
Oh yeah, that's how mine is here.
That's crazy, because there are people who, have babies and stuff, and it's 30, 20, 10 degrees outside, and you're inside. It's just like people were dying. They were dying of hypothermia. It was one lady I seen. It was her and her 7-year-old baby. They died from carbon monoxide. Thinking that she was going to start her car to keep her baby warm, and just panic probably, and it was bad. It was really bad.
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm glad that. So has everybody electricity came on yet? I don't want to just say.
For the most part that I know of, yes.
Okay.
Because I know who lost power got it back.
We need to be writing somebody, because that is just ridiculous.
Oh, it was a mess. And then electricity bills, I don't know if you heard, but like people are getting like 10K electricity.
Oh Lord, no.
17K. It's madness.
No.
It's so bad.
You send me a 10K bill, I'm sending it right back in the mail.
Right. They thought the governor's trying to like pass something where like they can't disconnect your service if you've gotten like a high bill. I don't really know the extent of it, but I know I was blessed enough to not lose power, but my apartment did flood because of the pipes bursting, but it wasn't, I mean, I have renter's insurance. So I was like, whatever I lost, I just, I'm covered. But there were so many people who like literally lost everything. So yeah, it was bad. But then a week later, it was 75 degrees outside.
I saw that. I checked the weather in Texas just to be nosy. I said, look at this, all sunny. That's how it always be. It's like the storm comes through, and then it just kind of what we've been going through with 2020 coming into 2021.
That part.
So how have you been dealing with COVID? Have you been able to go out and perform live and everything? Because I know you just did your first live show in 2021 January.
Yes.
How was that?
You know what? Fortunate enough, I did sell out, but we didn't do the capacity of the building. So all the tickets that we had were gone, which was great. COVID has definitely made things a lot more difficult. Like, we have like a lot of different places, like open mics and showcases where you can go. Poets, artists can kind of go. They scaled back a lot on that. So unless you know, maybe have like rent out an entire building and kind of do it yourself, you gotta rely on social media now until things somewhat get back to normal.
That's so. So how did you even get into music? Tell me about your start.
So I've been singing since I was a young girl, and I didn't really take it serious until I moved to Dallas, and I got connected with some people, and they were just like, "Yo, you're super dope." I did an open mic at this place called the Freeman, and it just kind of took a life of its own from there. And then I met a person who literally was like, "Yo, like, we getting ready to do this. Let's set it up." And I was like, "Okay." And then it literally happened just like that. I did not think that I would be where I am now. I didn't.
So have your friends and family been supporting you through your music journey? Because you just put out your newest single. So before I actually get into that, I love this single. Your first debut single was Chill Vibes also.
Yes.
Beautiful cover. So I'm going to play that next. That was Chill Vibe. So how have your family and friends been like gravitating to you, like actually pursuing your music career?
The support has definitely been overwhelming. I used to hear people say it, but it wasn't until I kind of got serious with it that I fully understood when people say that your bigger supporters will be people you don't know. So not to say that my family doesn't work as they do, but the pouring of it has come from people who don't know me. They're like, "Yo, your sound, your voice is so different. It's this, that, and the third." And I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed sometimes because of the love. But
I can see now, like sometimes when people say you're so bright, it's like sometimes you just like kind of smile and just look at them and be like, "Thank you."
I'm like, okay.
I do that too, like, "Thank you," because you don't know, you receive it, but it's like like, wow, you think I'm great. Thank you so much. You're more humble, more gracious.
Yes, and they don't know you, so they don't know your story. They don't know anything. They just know what they heard, so they can give you that unbiased opinion. That's like, okay, you know what? I don't know who you are, but I like how this sounds, and then go from there. So I've definitely gotten support, but more so from people who really don't know me, and that's, I mean, I guess maybe you can have both.
I always somebody on this show told me that the support, No, I actually did a show like yesterday. Guy told me like once you receive a particular level, like all your cousins, second, third cousins, they're gonna be like, that's my cousin. I always knew she had it. It's like, okay. So chill vibes, I love that. Definitely a chill vibe. So what was the motivation behind that single? Because that's your first single, very beautiful. So what was the motivation behind that?
So chill vibes more so. When I wrote it, the people around me, like my single friends and kind of like, you know, what I see and what I experience, I see a lot of like dating is trash from what I see.
Girl, I'm single. Girl, that's a whole nother episode.
And I have only been in one relationship my entire life. So, you know, now that I'm single, you know, I didn't really know what was going on. So kind of
it's horrible. It's horrible. I feel like, you know what it is? It's like going through the thrift store trying to just find something valuable in all this junk. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. It's like I can't find. Let's let me find one valuable thing before I leave this.
And that's how majority of women around me feel. So, you know, when I wrote it, it was just like saying like, you ain't got a lot to kick it. Like if you got something going on, let me know, you know, then then me and you can chill. But you know, be chill with me, tell me what's up, don't play with me.
Exactly.
But, you know, that's kind of where that came from. Just seeing like the lies that they were being told, and like they just like, all they had to do was tell me what they had going on and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, you ain't got a lot of kicking crack.
You really don't. Like sometimes if you just tell a woman, I don't even want to be in a relationship, like some women, they want that. They cool with that.
Right.
You telling all these lies.
Yeah.
You can't keep up with the first lie, that you telling the second lie. And it's like, okay, sir. It's like, I think all those ladies will can definitely relate to that. That's why I love that song so much. That's the first song that I went to.
Like, man, you ain't gotta lie. Just
you do not have to. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Okay, I'm a Libra. My rising sign is Cancer. Love Cancers.
My sun is Cancer, my moon is in Scorpio, and my rising is in Taurus.
Okay, so you own that Taurus balance you out, because if you was all around water sign, you'd probably be super emotional.
You know what? And I can tell you why I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, what you did to trigger it. Like I'm in tune. So we be like, y'all know Taylor sensitive and is.
How would you describe like your whole sound? Because you have like a different tone singing voice than most people have heard.
Yes. So, and this is like for me, like where I think as an artist, we all try to find out where we fit. And the sound today that people gravitate to is, I like to call it like the fairy voices, which are your super soft, high soprano, your Janae's, your Tink, your
Summer Walker, just a little bit.
Summer Walker could be in there too. And then you have your like power hitters, like your Jennifer Hudsons, your Jasmine Sullivans, your Fantasias. And then you have like your lower alto, your tenors, where it's like her and Tiana Taylor and, you know, those different voices. So for me, my voice is on the, you know, the deeper side, which would be like the low alto. So we don't really get as much love as, you know, the fairy voices that people seem to, you know, gravitate more to. But I'm comfortable with my voice. I know my range. I know where I can go. I know where I can't go. And I don't try to like push myself to where it sounds like I'm screaming. It's like, you know, and people will be like, oh, I can sing from A to Z. And, you know, that ain't me. You got to know who you are, know where your placement is, and then perfect that. So, you know, because my voice tends to be, I sing different. My sound is different. It's not, you know, one that's sleepy. What I say, but it's more like you vibe with it. Like
you can vibe to it. Like,
okay,
you know, I hear the emotion in your tone. Like sometimes some songs I'm not, because I'm trying to get into hosting, so I don't want to offend nobody, you know, that see them on the red carpet one day. But sometimes it's hard to know the tone. It's hard for me to gravitate to an artist because I can't tell how you even feel from singing a song. So in your song, I feel the tone. I can hear how you feeling, or you kind of just tap into it when you go into the booth. Is that correct?
You are 1,000% correct.
Okay. Yeah, I love it.
It could be the cancer in me, the emotion, but I just feel like because I love. Well, like when I sing, everything else gets drowned out. Okay. And sometimes I'll like hear my voice play back and I'm like, I don't like it. Let's do it again. I don't like it. Let's do it again until I can feel what it is that I'm trying to say. If I don't feel it and I get in there and I'm like, all right, this is how I think it should sound instead of how it should feel, then I'm like, no, let's do it again. And then once the two agree, how it sounds and how I feel comes out as one, then I'm like,
it's like the day that I met you, the day I thought forever, said that you love me, but that don't last forever. It's cold outside, like when you walk down my life, why you walk out my life? I get like this every time. On these days it feels like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. I get like this every time. On these days it feels like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. Do you ever think of me?
Well, I like the way you explained that. That's dope. I like asking artists because everybody have their own process with this segment, and it's so dope to see how people, you know, take their approach on. But that was a nice term when you call it fairy voices. I think that's a nice term because yes, it's angelic, some soft, and some people gravitate to that because I like a middle ground. I don't really like a lot of yelling in my ear. And I don't like it a little too soft, but I like it just like right there.
Right there where you can enjoy it. Like now, when you listen to music, you have different moods, different vibes, different emotions. Some like for me, gospel will give me chills sometimes, but it's not even just so the genre, it's just the message in it too that I like send up. And then some, you know, you got that playlist when it's demon time, and you like, let me set the mood, let me do this, and you can vibe to that. And you got your stuff where you want to clean or your backyard barbecue, and you want to, you know, old school, like it's all about how you feel.
Exactly.
And with my voice, I just want you to be like, if you're driving home after the club, right, where you don't want to listen to something that's just rah bounce up,
right?
Because you kind of just want to cruise home. Don't put on that TaylorVon and just go and ride home a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. That's dope. So now we're gonna get into your second single that you put out 2020, On Me. Yes. So this is another love this one too.
You pull up, you dressed in all designer. I see ya, I'm trying to stand beside you. You whipping in your Benz, I see you with your friends, yeah. Will I leave with him? That depends, yeah. I'm looking to see if you've been watching We drinking and we don't plan on stopping. There's women all around you, but I'ma put it down, boo. They can move around you real soon. Come and spend this money on me. I'ma show you what it's gon' be. Come and spend this money on me. I'ma show you what it's gon' be. Come and spend this money on me. I'ma show you what it's gon' be.
Love on me. So what's your whole creative process? So I know you told me that you write your music, but what's your whole process? Do you need the beat first, or do you actually just go ahead and write the lyrics and you find a producer that can kind of bring that beat to life that you need?
A little bit of all of it.
Okay.
Sometimes, like my producer, he'll shoot me something and he'll be like, what you think? And then if I listen to it and I get to, okay, give me a minute. And then I'll just go off top.
Right.
That's actually how I wrote Chill Vibes. I didn't even write, we did Chill Vibes spur of the moment. It was hilarious. But sometimes my deeper lyrics, like some of my unreleased music, is written when I wake up in the middle of the night. So like if I get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, if I can't sleep or if I'm having trouble with sleeping, I'll get up and I'm like, all right, let me sort my thoughts out. And then sometimes I'll just
the dog like, yeah. He like, yes.
I'm like, I don't think anybody's there, but she's doing her job. Yeah, so I have a journal. Sorry, Fluffy, go sit down. So I have a journal beside my bed specifically for nights like that when
I do too, yeah.
I get up and I'll be like, and then I'll sort it out in the morning or sort it out when I hear something. I'll go to instrumentals, go on YouTube and just type in random instrumentals, go off of that, just so I can write. And then I'll put it with another song later. So I have my notepad full.
Yeah, I think ideas seem to come to people, well, to me at night. I'll just keep a notebook by me and like, ooh, I got an idea for a show. I keep a pen and notepad, like I'll turn that light on quick and write it down because I know if I go back to sleep, it's gone.
It's gone. Yep. That's it. You got to catch it when it's there. That's the part, like, especially when you're creative. You got to get it out when it comes, because if you don't, it's gone.
So do you write from a personal experience, or do you pull from like people around you, like your friends and homegirls?
Both.
Okay.
Sometimes like when I'm angry or something, hit a nerve, I'll get it out that way. Sometimes like I'll be like that confidant from my friend and they'll be like, girl, I'm feeling like this, or their situation, and then I kind of turn their pain into a song. It just depends. It can come from anywhere. I literally get inspired by the smallest things.
That's because I know sometimes you ever heard of those singers where like they have to be heartbroken in order to write a song?
Write a song? Yeah. I don't do well with heartbreak. I'd rather take your heartbreak and make it a song.
Right. Have you written any songs about like your own heartbreak, or if you've been heartbroken before?
I have. I've written a few, just kind of like, just to get it out.
Yeah.
And now that it's out and I could sort through my thoughts and it makes sense, like on paper, once I read it, it makes sense. Like for me, when I write, I want to tell a story. Like I want you to be able to close your eyes and be able to see what it is that I'm saying. If, sometimes you listen to lyrics and it doesn't really make sense, but sometimes it's catchy, so you say it. But for me, I need you to see what it is that I'm trying to tell you.
That's a good point.
If I want you to see my pain, I'm going to say something that you're going to be like, ooh, I know that hurt.
Yeah, I think that's what most women, men seem like they just turn on music sometimes just for the beat. They don't know what they're saying. They can be saying something total opposite, but they just singing along. Seem like we women, we're more in tune with the music that we hear. And I know me personally, I don't want to listen to like Mary J. Blige's saddest songs if I'm not like sad. So it just depends on the women what she's going through and also. So with COVID going on, have you been utilizing the internet or has it kind of just put a damper on your career?
I have. And what's killing me is that I literally only have one social media. I don't have a Facebook or a Twitter or Snapchat or anything like that. So I'm like, all right. They're like, do you need a Facebook? You need to link this. So I'm like, how do I set one up?
It's so much stuff.
On Twitter, and I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed because there's so many different platforms. But I've also seen them change lives.
Yeah, especially TikTok.
That's the new one that everybody like. I mean, recipes and dances and just different things like these. It's imperative to utilize them now, especially if you have a craft and you want to get it out. People are at home. Or you could look at a flyer or say, "Oh, you're making this out," and it's like, no, you got to get online and you got to do some scrolling and follow some people and engage in order to So that's been a little difficult for me, but I'm definitely trying.
And do you have any musical artists that you look up to, kind of have inspired you along your way?
Dude, we talking like new school or just in general?
Give me all together.
Okay, my biggest inspiration is Anita Baker.
Girl, I love me some Anita Baker. Yes.
Anita's voice is deep and rich, and just like when you listen, it's soothing. Right. So Anita would be like my biggest inspiration.
Wow, you like the second person that I gave Anita some love over here. Everybody always say Beyonce's and the Chris Browns, but I like the fact that you said Anita. I had a female rapper on here named Sheila Nicole. She remixed Sweet Love. Like, yeah, I'll send it to you off Instagram, but she's a rapper though.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, I think she's in Texas too. Oh my God.
Hey.
Yeah, so I like the fact that you gave Anita some love. So who else would it be?
Anita, Layla Hathaway. Layla's voice, she can harmonize with herself. I mean, just that. Love her. Jasmine Sullivan.
Yes.
Top tier. Completely underrated in my opinion.
She really is. She should be on Andale level, but that's another show for another topic.
Those would be probably like my top 3 that I actually learned from. Like Control, I feel like I've learned from Jasmine. I learned my smoothness. I feel like Layla helps me catch myself, like helps me hear myself a lot better. So those would be the 3 artists that I feel like I learn from the most.
That's a great combination. Yeah, Jasmine, it's her time. She's doing a break. I'm glad to see that she's getting her gems. She should have been got her gems, but I like the fact that Jasmine Sullivan, she can give us like lions, tigers, and bears, but she can, switch it up. And what was that song she did with Meek Mill? Well, she was a little fast on it. I know, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that song right there. Like I know you were that night. Yeah. So I like the fact that you mentioned those 3. I think those are perfect. So now you have a new single called My Love. We're gonna go ahead and play that. And you did an IGTV too. So everyone they'll be able to watch it also.
It never seems to work with nobody.
Yes, he is amazing. You know, one thing, all you artists have some great producers. Like, that's why I'm starting to incorporate more producers on here too, because they really are talented too. The way they're able to just take a beat or listen to someone's idea or lyrics and just create amazingness. So shout out to your producer, because that the way it came on was popping. So are you working on a full project soon? Are you working on a full project soon?
I am. I'm actually working on it now.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. My EP, we're shooting for the summertime, only because I'm finalizing some things and I kind of want it to flow. Like I've listened to some projects where it's kind of, I don't want to say like all over the place, but like it's a little bit of a lot. So I want you to be able to hit play and you don't gotta skip it until it's over. And then you like, dang, it's over already. And then now you gotta hit that repeat.
Right. I like that. So what is next for you? So you have any up and coming shows coming up or?
No, actually, oh my gosh, I have one Sunday. I forgot that quick. I'm actually opening up for another artist. Her name is Taylor Morgan.
Okay.
And her team reached out to my team, and actually I think earlier this week I found out I had it. So I'll be opening up for her on Sunday, and then after that, just focusing on getting this EP ready. Adding the little bells and whistles that I had to, so that way, you know, when it's time to drop, I got my videos ready, I got my, you know, track ready, so I can just kind of like boom and drop them out.
Yes, I'm so happy to have met you, Taylor. I think we vibe well. I see a bright future for you. One thing about all these artists is that I listen to these people. I listen to all y'all because I get tired of listening to the same thing.
Right.
So amazing talent right here. So I love listening to. I have a playlist on Spotify and Apple called What's Good. So every time you drop new music, it'll be on there too. Also.
Okay, plug.
Hey, yeah. Just want to say thank you so much for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course, hit that subscription button. I am grateful for every view, whether you like me or you don't. And don't forget, I got a podcast too. There are exclusive episodes on that podcast, so don't forget to go check that out as well. They're on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora. Baby, I'm everywhere, okay? And follow me on social media. I'm Kayla Got the 411 on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr. Baby, like I said, I'm everywhere. Thank you again for watching the show, and I'll see you on the next episode of Kayla Got the 411.